Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Raw. I, Mike Lane, with Pat McAfee and with Wade Barrett, and today on Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Raw, we're gonna have Father Yule here today on Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Raw. Well, it's always good when you see Father Yule. Pat McAfee says you'll see him all through the 11th month going into the 12th month here in the toy wrestling gathering. You will see him here. I'll tell you one thing right now, Wade Barrett says. Father Yule, whatever you want to call him, that's what we call him in the 4-1 Kingdom. His only, his only grounds, for his only grounds, for being in a toy wrestling gathering is to get beat up. At the end of the day, that is his only grounds. Beyond that, no one else really be asking, why these are here. Ho, ho, ho. Happy Yule. It is I, Santa Claus, also known as Father Yule. And I am here today because I want to wish everyone not only a happy Yule, but also want to wish everyone a happy gathering of life and a happy gathering of followership. That's what I'm here for. So that's why I'm here. And a lot of folks over the years, have scathed me, for, scathed me, for things either I said or I did or I didn't say, or I didn't do. A lot of folks over the years have scathed me, and said that a lot of folks scathed me and said that first off, that I took Yule away from Jesus. But that's not true. I didn't take Yule away from Jesus. Because Yule will always be Jesus' birthday. And folks also getting pissed off at me for having to come into houses to give out gifts. Well, first off, how am I, to get in the house if I can't go down the smokestack, through the fire stead, or through the lead door of the house to do it? Because I would like to know all that. And then folks making a big deal about when I know when someone's awake or when someone's asleep, as if somehow in their mind they think that I'm watching folks 24/7, or know when someone has been good or bad. Well, that's not truly my business. I know who's been good and who's been bad, and why that's my business, I don't know. But that's the insight that God and Jesus give me. Alright? You need to take it up with them. Because the only way I can get in the house to put gifts underneath the Yule tree is by coming in through the smokestack, through the fire stead, through the lead door. And I only know when someone's awake, when they're asleep. That's it. And knowing something bad or good, I don't know. God and Jesus gave me that insight. It is what it is. Ho, 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 hold it right there, Father Yule. It's me, the Velveteen Dream. Yeah, I know all about you. You've been bad. You like to film folks in the bathroom doing all kinds of weird shit. And I think it's time that Father Yule steps aside. What do you mean? I think it's time for a new Father Yule to take the stead. Well, that need be true, but I hardly doubt, Velveteen Dream, that you have any of the skills or the craft needed to be Father Yule. Yes, I do. I can be a great Father Yule. First off, I hardly doubt, that you can be, I hardly doubt that you can be a great Father Yule. Not for your deeds and behaviors, I don't think so. Well, that's too bad. I'm taking over, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Oh, is that right? Sami Zayn says. Like you think you'd be a good Father Yule, huh? Yeah, I don't think so. I would dread to think what Yule would be for the Christendom folk out there with you as Father Yule. Well, what do you care, Sammy? You're a Muslim. You don't do Yule, you do some other holy day. Yeah, that's true, but I still dread how you would behave if you were Santa Claus. And I think that we should be happy with whoever does Santa Claus. Alright? And I'm not going to come out here and say that Santa Claus can be whatever caste you want him to be. That's true. And that's understandable. But you as Santa Claus? No way. Oh, why don't we fight for it? Fight for it? What do you mean? Well, I don't know what Velveteen Dream means, but Sami Zayn is right. You would not make a good Father Yule under the grounds that you were filming folks doing things in their withdrawal that they thought that it was between themselves. Yeah, and I said I was sorry for that. Give me that bag now. I'm being Father Yule. No, I don't think so. Alright, then I think we will have to fight for it then. If I win, then I become the new Father Yule. Yeah, like that's gonna happen. Alright. This is gonna be crazy, but I will allow it. You don't worry about it, Father Yule. I have your back. Well, thank you. I'll leave this out to you, Sami Zayn. And everyone have a happy Yule, a happy gathering of lights, and a happy gathering of followership. What's he know? Oh, great. So wonderful. Now we're gonna now Velveteen Dream. He should be Santa Claus. If he wants to be Santa Claus, they should let him. Way Barrett says. Have you seen the way he behaves? Have you seen all the things he says and does? I don't think he would make a good Father Yule, Pat McAfee says. Not in my book. Well, at the end of the day, Mike Lane says, this is a crazy match. Velveteen Dream thinks if he's winning it, he thinks he can become the new Father Yule. This match is for... This is... Ding ding ding. Well, he truly believes it in his mind. He thinks he'll become the new Father Yule. Velveteen Dream just knocks down Sami Zayn, who we haven't seen in some time. Velveteen Dream thinks that he'll become the new Father Yule if he beats Sami Zayn, and that's not going to happen at all, Mike Lane says. But I guess you can't guilt someone for dreaming, right? A body slam by Velveteen Dream. Well, I know that's right, Pat McAfee said. You can't guilt someone for wanting to dream. Oh, but Sami Zayn just drop kicked down the Velveteen Dream. And a hip toss. And a drop kick, and down he goes. But this isn't like some deal where someone wrote in a lawful sheet somewhere, Pat McAfee said, that would make it lawful. You know, it isn't like Father Yule, had gotten it down in writing or something. And now, Sami Zayn right now just did a Hoover kick, and down goes the Velveteen Dream, Mike Lane says. Oh, that's true, Pat. That is all true. Wade Barrett says Father Yule didn't get it. Whoa! Father Yule did not get it written, did not get it. Did not get it in writing. But he has his word on it. But I don't think it would stand up in a law room, that's true. I think Velveteen Dream would make a great Father Yule. Oh! And Sami Zayn just went right outside. And Velveteen Dream kicked him. And now Sami Zayn just fell outside. And this is how he wants to win the match. Oh! And both men, are fighting it out here. You can't see it, but they are. The Fight Lord's going to have to reckon them out, Mike Lane says. Or he can just fall down, Wade Barrett says. He's good at that. Oh! And now he just threw him back in the ring now before the reckoning out could happen. Well, here it comes. You're going to see. Get ready, folks. Scott Calvin that Velveteen Dream will be taking over for Scott Calvin as Father Yule, Wade Barrett says. No, he will not, Pat McAfee says. Stop saying that. Oh! And now Sami Zayn is down. So stop saying all that, Pat McAfee says, when you know he will not be taking over for him, even if he wins this match. It's not going to shift who Father Yule is. Well, here he comes, Wade Barrett said. This will shift everything. And Velveteen Dream thought that he was going to do Two Cool Scorpios hold, and it didn't work, and Sami Zayn just Hoover kicked it down. The Velveteen Dream. And this match is over now, Mike Lane says. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn has beat the Velveteen Dream here today on Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Raw. And sadly, the Velveteen Dream is going to still be underneath the belief that he should be Father Yule. Well, he did say if he won the match, he'd become the new Father Yule, Wade Barrett says. So yeah, he's got something to be irked over. Yeah, but it's not like he can take it he can go and stand before a near high diva or a sheer high diva or a right high diva or Gavrila diva and say, my lordship, I think that that my lawful deal has not been onlooked, and I should be Father Yule because I said if I won a match in the TWF, then I'd win. We didn't get it in writing, Pat McAfee said. There wasn't even get in writing, so there was no way they could lawfully look at it and say, yeah, I'll pull the deal. Well, that might be all true, Mike Lane says, but don't tell the Velveteen Dream that, because in his mind he thinks that he thinks he would be the new Father Yule if he beat Sami Zayn. We're going to take it away now, Mike Lane says, to Mean Gene Okerlund. Or just Gene Okerlund. Alright, Mike Lane, thank you. I'm going to be talking with the Velveteen Dream here today, on Monday Night Raw or Monday Night Raw. He thinks that he should be the new Father Yule, but sadly he's not. I'm going to bring him in now. Alright, Velveteen Dream, your goal to become the new Father Yule hasn't happened, has it? Well, it's like this, Gene Okerlund. I would be standing here right now as the new Santa Claus, as the new Father Yule, or whatever you want to call him. But thanks to Sami Zayn, that never happened, Gene Okerlund. I never did get my time to become Father Yule. You do know that it wasn't a lawful deal. You do know that Santa Claus and you and Sami Zayn didn't get it in writing. That if you won, you be the new Father Yule. You do know that. This isn't over, Sami Zayn. I will be the new Father Yule. I will be the new Santa Claus. I'll get even on you. You know, it's time for a shift. It's time for a Velveteen Dream. You see, Christopher Kringle and Seth Applegate and Joseph Carradus and Scott Calvin had their times. It's time for the Velveteen Dream. Give me a break. I don't think the Santa Claus Board of Trustees of the Kingdom of Heaven would choose you to become the new Father Yule. And why is that? Because the way you behave, the way you do things, you know, and how you filmed folks in your room, in your house, when they thought they weren't being filmed. Everyone's got to keep bringing that up. Why do folks keep bringing that up for? Because it's how you got fired from WWE, and about how no other wrestling business wants to even handle you. And you wonder why you wouldn't make a good Father Yule then. I'm telling you what, Gene Okerlund, I will be the new Father Yule. I will be the new Santa Claus. It will happen. Well, Velveteen Dream is still in his crazy mind, thinks that he'll be chosen to be the new Santa Claus or Father Yule. Back to you, Mike Lane. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund. Thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Father Yule here today, you know, on NXT, on Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw. And that's all the time we've got here for Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw. I'm Mike Lane, with Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett. We hope you like Monday Night Raw, or Monday Night Raw, and we'll see you tomorrow for NXT.